Hello everybody, welcome back to another exciting episode of MugAndPlay. I am Nick, happy 2025, or a later date if you're watching this far into the future. I'm recording this in the far off year of 2024, aka the past. And yeah, this is the first episode of the year, so hello, welcome, new year, new series. We're playing a game called Slay the Princess. And it's a game where you can slay a princess. Or not. It's entirely up to you. And according to this dialogue, whatever horrors you may find in these dark spaces, have heart and see them through. There are no premature endings. There are no wrong decisions. There are only fresh perspectives and new beginnings. This is a love story. Aww. Nice. Good to know. And it's the pristine cut. I don't know if that makes a difference. I don't know. Either way, we're playing it for the first time, so let's load up new game. Chapter 1, The Hero and the Princess.
You're on a path in the woods,
and
at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Cool.
You're here to slay her.
Not cool.
If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Says who? Explore. The end of the world? What are you talking about? Oh, here, these are our options. The end of the world? What are you talking about? Or have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up? Killing a princess seems kind of bad, though, doesn't it? Or, can't someone else do this? Or forget it, I'm not doing this. Or have you considered that maybe I'm okay with the world ending? Oh, the nihilist answer. Do I get some sort of reward for doing this? Oh, okay, thanks for telling me what to do. Sweet, I've always wanted to off a monarch. Viva la revolucion! Silently continue to the cabin. Let's just go with that first option. The end of the world? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people.
Debatable.
You have to put an end to her.
¿Por qué? What's so bad about it? But how can a princess locked away in a basement end the world? If you don't tell me why she's dangerous, I'm not going to kill her. Do you have any evidence?
Look, you're
Prove
already
it.
on the path that leads to the cabin.
Yeah?
Why would you be here if it weren't to complete a very important task?
Just chilling.
Made it this far, you might as well reach the end of your journey.
And it's just the beginning. We're like not even 5 minutes into this episode. We're talking about the end. Let's try going with if you don't tell me why she's dangerous, I'm not gonna kill her. Yeah, I'm not gonna do your dirty work for you if you don't give me a reason.
She's not dangerous. She's just a princess.
Uh-huh.
The danger comes if she gets out.
Yeah?
Which she will, unless you do something about it.
Like what? Oh, right. Okay, what happens if she gets out then? I want specifics. Yeah. I want specifics.
The more specifics you have, the harder it will be for you to do this very important job.
Yeah.
She's a princess. People will listen to her, because listening to her is in their nature. And when they do, everything will come crashing down.
Listen, I don't have time to argue politics with a disembodied voice. Killing a princess seems kind of bad though, doesn't it?
Does it? Are you a monarchist?
No.
Is slaying a princess that much worse than slaying a fisherman or a miller or a seamstress?
It's all
If
bad.
anything, slaying a princess is much better than slaying a seamstress. Seamstresses contribute something of value to society.
Yeah. Listen, given the current political climate and current events of late 2024, early 2025, and CEOs being adjusted, I don't know. Let's try this. Look, I'll go to the cabin and I'll talk to her, and if she's as bad as you say she is, then maybe I'll slay her, but I'm not committing to anything until I've had the chance to meet her face to face. You know what? That does seem like something I would say, but I'll think about it.
I guess
Probably
we'll just
no.
have to see what happens. But a word of warning. If you go in prepared to hear her out, she could easily trap you in her web of lies.
I don't
The
know.
more you listen to her honeyed words, the harder it'll be to pull yourself out.
Yeah, how do I know her words aren't honeyed and yours are?
Then each and every one of us is doomed.
Says you. Also, I love this parallax scrolling thing. It's neat.
So sure, go, talk to her. See how that turns out for all of us.
Alright, fine, I will. I will see how it turns out for all of us.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within.
Cool.
We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
Oh, so now's the voice of the hero?
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
There's a narrator and a voice of the hero, but they seem like the same voice. That's not at all confusing or potentially misleading. Proceed into the cabin. Into the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
Ah, pristine.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Yeah, well, watch me do it wrong anyway. Alright, fine, I'll take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
Makes sense. Just to be safe, I'm gonna have it for self-defense. Also, I like that the cursor changed from like an empty hand to a hand with a little dagger in it. Let's enter the basement. Talk to this so-called princess. See if she's so-called evil.
Creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
This narration style feels very much like, almost like a D&D campaign. It's just maybe it's just because it's in, I think, like a second person. I think it's like where it's like you do this, you do that.
Who's there?
Me.
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
I don't know, voice of the hero.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Okay, narrator. Hi! Just checking in on you. Do you need anything? Hot towel? Freedom? Death? Hey, I think I'm here to kill you. We continue down the stairs. Let's go. Hi!
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Come on down.
She doesn't sound trapped. She's like, come on in.
Down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
Seems like there were two. How'd you get out?
So coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
I don't... You're asking the wrong person, bro.
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
I can't tell you without spoiling anything. What? No way! Why would you even think that? Is it the knife in my hand? Okay, yeah, you caught me. I'm here to slay you. Nuh-uh! I haven't decided yet. I'm just here to talk. Stay on nerves and step forward. I haven't decided yet. That sounds ominous. I'm just gonna... What? No! Why would you think that?
That giant knife you're holding kind of gives it away, doesn't it?
I'm here to cut you a slice of birthday cake. Yeah, that's it.
The blade. Of course she doesn't want to talk. Who'd want to have a conversation at knife point? We should drop it.
Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster. Killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
That is true. It's bad manners to kill people. Or drop it or tighten your grip. You know what? We're gonna play it safe this round. Speaking of safe, why don't we save? Just gonna have an empty slot right here, just to be safe. Save. We'll drop it. We're gonna do the honor system for now.
Blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
You could have just set it down. You didn't have to clang it. Sorry.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
Yeah, let's talk. What do you want to talk about?
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face, unarmed.
Yeah, so?
We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
Okay, how did this lady jilt the narrator so bad?
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
What? It's pretty awkward. A relationship? You coming on to me? How would I get you out of here? I'm here because you're supposed to end the world? Or there's people out there who think you're going to end the world. What do you have to say about that? That sounds like I'm a tabloid. It's like there's people out there saying you want to end the world. What do you have to say about that? Do you know why I'm here to kill you? Or okay, we've talked enough. Like we haven't said anything. A relationship? Are you coming on to me?
Don't jump to any weird conclusions. We're two people who have met each other. By definition, we have a relationship.
I guess. We're just a couple of randos at this point, kid, so slow your roll. How would I get you out of here? Let's not go crazy yet. Still gotta build up trust. I'm here because you're supposed to end the world. There's people out there. What's your name? How long you been down here? What's your name?
She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
How about I call you Champ? That's an honorific. So, Champ, what can I help you with?
Note the lack of detail. You can't trust her.
Well, you know, right now, I don't think she can trust me. So, I wouldn't give out my name right now either. I'd be like, my name is Rudiger. How long have you been down here?
Too long.
Uh-huh. Seems
Again,
vague.
she offers no specifics. No matter how hard you try, you'll never get a straight answer out of her.
Yes, we'll see about that. No, I'm not going to say that we're here to get rid of her. I'm here because you're supposed to end the world, allegedly.
Don't just tell her that.
What else am I supposed to say?
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think.
Do you want to destroy it together? I
I don't
mean,
remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here a long time.
how long?
Just how long has she been down here?
Great question.
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
No. What are you going to do if I let you out of here? Or I've been told enough? I was hoping you'd tell me, or no, but I'm sure they have their reasons for keeping that information a secret from me. No, and if I'm being honest, I'm more inclined to trust you than I am to trust them. Let's not give a yes or no either way. I was hoping you'd tell me.
And
Trying to be an interrogator here.
Like an awful lot for just one person to do.
Yeah,
I wouldn't even know where to start.
same.
I believe her. She doesn't have to know how to destroy the world to be capable of doing it.
Okay, I mean,
At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust.
yeah. This is a trust-building exercise where I choose whether or not to
Whoever
destroy you.
threatened to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why.
Yeah, they didn't.
That doesn't sound right to me. And I don't think it sounds right to you either. Otherwise, we'd be killing each other instead of talking.
Fair.
She has a point. There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation, and there's a reason you've listened.
Meanwhile, the other voice is just like, you know what has a point? That blade. Go get it.
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd open an orphanage, or that I'd do any other number of good things that I'm sure you think you want to hear.
Uh-huh.
But you don't really know me, do you? What can my word possibly be worth in a situation like this?
Fair. Not much.
She's right about one thing. Her word isn't worth anything.
Okay.
Like I said, it's all about trust. Blind trust.
It sure is.
So do you trust me, the prisoner, the victim, the princess clearly incapable of ending the world? Or do you trust whoever put me here?
Neither!
She's wrong. This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch, no less.
Oh. Explore. How would I get you out of here? If I were to get you out of here.
You can't. Don't bother.
Oh.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't... Well, we can always put that knife to good use.
How do you figure?
Her sharp
Chief?
eyes settle on the edge of the blade.
Champ?
She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting, right?
I don't know. What is she suggesting?
She is. I'm sure of it.
Okay, we've talked enough.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
No!
You know
Maybe.
why you're here.
Actually, I don't know why I'm here. You slay the princess, I'm getting you out of here, examine the chains, or I'm gonna keep you locked away down here. At least for a bit, we can get to know each other better while I decide what to do. I feel like that's kind of a stalemate option. So I'm just gonna save again, just to be safe. And, you know what? Just bringing her out. Let's see if we can get her out of here.
You have to be kidding me.
Yeah. I don't know, narrator. You haven't given me any information either.
You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
You don't think I'm that strong?
If you don't have the key, maybe you should go looking for it. I'm sure it's somewhere upstairs.
You think so?
Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
You never know. And if there isn't a key, do you have any ideas besides me cutting you out of here? Oh, geez. Like cutting off her hand? That'd be bad. I'm gonna check upstairs. Maybe the key's still lying around somewhere up there. And if not, maybe I can at least find something to break you free. Let's try
I'll
that.
be here.
Oh, yeah? Just as I leave, I'm like, don't go anywhere!
But the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place. Is someone else here?
I guess so. Explore. Hey, let me out of here, or try the door, or return to the bottom of the stairs. Let's try the door.
But it's locked from the outside.
Well, shit, now we need 2 keys.
You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
I don't wanna. Hey, let me out of here.
Your shouts and pleas are met with silence.
Oh.
I'll repeat myself once again. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
So are you locking me down here? It's like, well,
Make your way back to the
we have another thing in common.
This would have been so much easier if you'd simply slain her like you were supposed to.
Yeah, well, you ain't the boss of me.
Easier for whom?
Yeah.
Easier for everyone.
Including and especially you?
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
Who's they?
The knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
Oh, okay.
You won't like what happens if you do that.
Yeah, there's gonna be blood everywhere. It's gonna be gross. Save the princess or slay the princess. Going to save my game. And then I'm going to save the princess.
Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the princess's arm, just above the massive, unyielding chain.
Those big doe eyes, while I am, giving her a hook hand.
You cut into her flesh.
Ew.
The blade is sharp, and you make quick work of it. Before long, you're able to crack through bone, and she pulls the bleeding stub of her arm through the iron gauntlet.
She seems pretty unfazed by that.
She didn't so much as utter a sound.
That's concerning.
Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting your eye.
Uh-huh.
How is she so composed after losing an arm? It's like she isn't even bothered by it.
Why do I feel like I made a mistake?
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Hey, you're welcome. Seem awfully chill. Let's approach the locked door.
We won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade.
Hey, why?
Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that.
Oh, am I transforming into something?
Watch me.
I don't wanna. Oh, there's a whole bunch of options. So this way, slay, warn!
Stop that.
I thought this was a little too easy.
Hey, can you do me a favor and not kill me either?
Your body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back, but the princess swiftly moves out of the way before you can connect.
Why is my hand all monstery?
Stop it. Stop resisting me. I am trying to get you out of here alive.
I knew you were potentially evil, maybe? Slay. No, I will resist.
The blade. Move the blade.
I don't wanna!
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes.
Cool, I can't.
I'll make this quick.
She steps forward and pries the blade from your rigid hands.
Uh-huh.
Maybe I'll see you in another life.
What? What do you mean?
And then she slits your throat with an almost clinical ease. Her face remains unchanged as she watches you collapse to the ground, blood flowing from your butchered neck.
Oh, come on, I helped you out.
This is the end, isn't it?
Maybe?
I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die. I hope it was worth it.
No. Chapter 2. The Prisoner. Oh, that was all supposed to happen, I guess. Maybe?
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
I feel like we've been here before.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Well, how do you figure? I'm getting a terrible sense of deja vu. Wait, hasn't this already happened? Okay, no. It's like, but I died. What am I doing here? It's like, oh, you bastard, you're in for it now. I'm wise to your tricks. Hasn't this already happened?
It hasn't. Or if it has, I certainly haven't been a part of it. We've just met for the first time, you and I.
Are you sure about that?
Don't forget what he did to us the last time around. I wouldn't trust a word out of his mouth.
Voice of the skeptic.
Way out of here, for us and for the princess. We just have to keep trying.
Ah, interesting. Before it was voice of the hero, now it's voice of the skeptic. We're in voices.
I'm inclined to agree. If he doesn't remember what happened last time, maybe it's best to keep it that way.
Oh boy, and the other voices here too. God, are there going to be a bunch of different voices, all voiced by one person, so it's really confusing and you can't tell who's who?
You know I can hear you two, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me.
Yeah?
And as far as trying to help her goes, need I remind you how catastrophically dangerous she is to the world at large? I told you about the stakes of this situation less than a minute ago.
Yeah, well, I wasn't listening. Let's assume I'm telling the truth, and all of this really did already happen. Why should I listen to you? Why should I bother doing anything? Yeah.
Those are two very different questions, but fine. I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving.
It is.
let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me.
Mm-hmm.
If you're back here, I'm assuming you died, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me.
Yeah, well, so?
The absolute irony. Well, that's one way to put it, I guess.
You really don't remember what happened last time, do you? You practically forced the princess to kill us.
That did kind of sort of happen?
That doesn't sound like the sort of thing I'd do, which is honestly all the more reason for you to not buy into whatever self-delusions the three of you are crafting. But this is a thought experiment, so I suppose I'll continue to give you the benefit of the doubt. If I did practically force the princess to kill you, it was probably for a good reason. Did you try and free her? Did
Maybe.
you say something really mean to me? Because if I really did what you said I did, you probably deserved it. I'm a professional, after all.
Professional jerk and information withholder.
Sure you are.
Yeah.
Anyway, I believe your second question was, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption
I do sound
that
like
actions
that.
last time around didn't have any consequences. What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. You forced the princess to kill us and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me.
Does it?
Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely?
I don't know.
If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died?
I got sent back to the beginning.
Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would?
What a conveniently ambiguous group of things for her to ruin. For all we know, the princess left the cabin and never saw another soul.
Yeah, I mean, she did say, like, that you can't probably see me just going off and chilling.
Oh, how I wish that were the case, but if the princess weren't a certain, inevitable threat to the world, the four of us wouldn't be here.
Or
Yet, here we are.
so I'm separate from the voice of the hero and the voice of the skeptic and the narrator?
You're talking in circles.
No, I'm talking in facts.
You're talking about me personally playing the game? Let's talk about
Just
this
be quick
princess.
about it.
The only reason she was even able to kill me last time was because I let her, and all she did was slit my throat. How is that supposed to end the world? Or who locked her in the basement? What is this place? Yeah, again, I don't want to give away too much information to people I don't trust fully. Who locked her in the basement? I need info.
People locked her in that basement, and I told you what this place is. It's a path in the woods. Don't overcomplicate things.
Yeah, but I don't trust you. Yeah, if people locked her away, why couldn't they slay her? Why is this falling on me? How could they lock her up but not slay her?
Look, I'm not supposed to say this, but it's because you're special. You're the only person capable of doing this. Call it a prophecy, if that helps, but it's just the way things are.
I can't help but feel a little manipulated by this narrator.
Oh, I didn't know we were special.
Special.
Of course you're special. Why else would you be here?
You're so special, you're tasked with slaying a princess.
Yes. Right. We're here because we're special.
I like this voice of the skeptic. He and I would get along.
Look, you're annoyed that
Maybe.
you're here. I get it. I'm also annoyed that I'm here. But we're all in this together, and we're dealing with a bit of a ticking clock right now, so please just get to the cabin.
We're all in this together. You're being cagey. Why aren't you telling me?
I've told you everything you need to know. Going into more detail would just overcomplicate an otherwise very simple situation and make your job more difficult.
Yeah.
Not to sound like a broken record, but the less you know about her, the better things will go for all of us. I know it sounds like I'm hiding something, but you're just going to have to trust me
It
here.
sounds like that because I think you are. fine,
Great.
that's all.
Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin.
Okay, fine. Let's proceed to the cabin.
A warning before you go any further.
Yeah.
She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
Alright.
Yes, don't believe a word she says. Just go in, take the knife, and do what you're supposed to. Wink.
Wink.
Did you just say wink out loud?
Like, well, I can't see him actually winking.
No, I didn't. Wink.
Yeah, totally didn't say wink out loud. Winky blinky.
Just ignore this clown and focus on the princess.
Alright, fine. Let's go into the cabin. See if we can slay the princess.
The interior of the cabin is less a cozy woodland retreat and more like a dungeon. A few pathetic wisps of starlight attempt to illuminate the cold, uninviting stone walls, and thick, wrought iron bars barricade the windows, reminding anyone who enters that this is a prison.
This does not look like a cabin anymore.
The only furniture of note is an iron table, bolted to the floor, a pristine blade perched on its edge.
Ah, pristine again.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Uh-huh. You didn't say anything about the mirror on the wall. Oh, hey, they didn't. I didn't even notice that. This whole cabin is different than last time. I did notice that. Explore. Approach the mirror. You know what? Let's approach the mirror. Let's not say anything. Let's just go up to it.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here.
What about the mirror?
What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime.
Yeah. Wipe the mirror clean.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
The wall is not a mirror no more, or drawn very well.
But there
Suddenly
was a mirror a second ago,
Yeah.
and now it's gone. If he doesn't want us to know about it, it must be important. We should keep our eyes peeled. Maybe it'll be back.
Yeah, it was gone. Or was there? This whole cabin's different than last time.
Very different.
Yeah.
Yes, but why?
Why?
Did he change it? Or did it change all on its own? Maybe it's a different cabin entirely.
Is the narrator changing things mid-story?
Now isn't that a novel thought?
A novel
Maybe you
thought.
haven't actually been here before.
His
I hope this
books.
means you'll finally drop your ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess.
I don't know about that. I feel like I have. I feel like I
So
got it
focus
on
up.
film.
Don't get distracted by minor details.
Well, on video anyway, not literal film. Fine. Give me this blade.
Take the blade from the table. It will be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
I guess.
Good idea. Much better to be armed than to go in with blind hope alone.
Yeah. Well, let's go in. What's the worst that could happen? I mean,
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an old stone staircase. A few sputtering torches attempt to vaguely illuminate your path, dancing across glimmering patches of slimy moss on the stone steps.
Ooh.
If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
Listen, is the interior that ugly?
Her voice, harsh but controlled, carries up the stairs.
Is that a visitor I hear? Please, come downstairs. It's been a while since I've had company.
You seem unusually
Does she
chill.
remember us? You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. She looks up at you, the heavy collar around her neck clanking loudly as she moves. The chains binding both her wrists to the far wall, joining the metallic chorus as she adjusts her hands in her lap.
How's it going?
So much for cutting her out of here.
Yeah, I mean, guess we can't do that option this time.
Do you hear yourself right now? Cutting her out of here never should have been on the table.
Okay.
Have you noticed the empty chain on the wall? Odd that in a place where everything seems to serve a distinct purpose, there would be something so obviously useless.
Perhaps.
That was there last time too, wasn't it?
I don't remember. Or no, wait. I think it was, but she wasn't chained up to it.
It was.
What an interesting development. Why don't you have a seat? The two of us should chat before you bury that thing in my heart.
I'm just holding the knife like, this? What you talking about? I'm not sure I need to do much of anything. Do you see how locked up she is? I'm just going to leave her here in the basement. I'll sit with her or slay the princess. That's why I just leave and be like, goodbye. You know, we'll sit with her.
You step towards the princess, but she stops you before you get too close, holding up one shackled hand.
Yeah.
There's fine. I'd prefer we keep some distance until we've sorted this out.
Alright. Fair.
That's reasonable. We do have a weapon. Might as well put her at ease.
Also, was she wearing this little crown thing before? Can't remember. Sit where you're told to sit or sit closer. We'll just sit where, right
Do
here.
as she asks and sit on the floor, still a good distance away from her.
Good for everybody's safety.
Thank you. Now, what are your intentions for me?
My intentions? What do you mean? Or, I've been here before. Am I the only one who remembers that? Or what happened after I died last time? Or that other chain on the wall? What's it for? What would you have me do? Or I think I'm just gonna leave you here, actually. Not much of a threat to anyone. Bye! I like that. I've been here before. Am I the only one who remembers that? Or actually, you know what? What happened after I died last time?
Oh, are we talking about that? I thought we weren't going to give away the game. But sure, I'll fill you in.
What game? This game that we're playing? Called Slay the Princess?
Nothing happened. You died. I went upstairs. I couldn't leave. I found myself in a new place in chains again. More of them. And now you're back.
Yeah.
Is that really all she knows?
It's not like we have much of a clue about how things work. And she's probably even more in the dark than we are.
Yeah, I didn't notice any LEDs in this dungeon.
You're looking at me like I might be hiding something. I'm not.
Oh.
I guess it's possible she really doesn't know anything. Maybe both of us are stuck in this loop without any idea why or how.
That could be it.
I guess what you said back in the woods really was true.
How so?
As much as I would like to remain in denial, it's no use. This has complicated things.
What has?
It's complicated things how, exactly?
Yeah. Why do you have to make those things so complicated?
Ideally, this was supposed to be one and done. You go to the cabin, you heroically slay the princess, and in the process you save the entire world from being damned to oblivion.
It sounds like you don't know why. Are we dealing with, like, an unreliable narrator who's just got writer's block?
The situation right now, where you're getting a second shot at things, is a contingency.
How did it come to be, though?
A contingency for what?
Yeah.
For you failing, obviously. And you being here means that things are going to be a lot harder than they were. I really shouldn't say anything else, I'm just going to make it worse. Just good luck.
Oh, thanks.
Now hold on, if you knew this could happen, why didn't you believe us back in the woods? Why lay out all those hypotheticals? We didn't have to talk in circles.
Yeah, man, you're proven to be a pretty unreliable narrator.
I needed you to believe this was your first time here, even if that wasn't the truth. I hoped if I pushed back hard enough I could cram this seeping mess back into the bottle.
That's what she said. I make good jokes. Anyway.
And maybe I wanted to be the first version of me that you met. I didn't want to be confronted by the alternative.
And who's the alternative?
That's pathetic.
Yeah, I guess.
I never said I wasn't.
Oh, shit. Self-burn.
I get it. It would be pretty upsetting, wouldn't it? To know that you might not be the first version of yourself. At least we can remember what happened before. Seems like we should count ourselves lucky for that.
Yeah, but you also have a bunch of different voices in your head, so... You know, swings and roundabouts, as they say.
Exactly, he gets it. You're lucky, so don't waste that luck by messing it up again. Alright?
I'll try.
Moving on. Why is it important for us to be ignorant? How is it ever helpful to be in the dark?
The
I don't
more
know.
I say, the more your mind will swim into dangerous waters. Even saying that is too much.
Oh.
Your success hinges on you having imperfect information. For the sake of the entire world, you need to accept that.
Fine.
I won't.
I'm like, fine, I will. And like, I won't.
Just give it a rest, this isn't helping.
Focus. This is a serious situation. You shouldn't be daydreaming.
She was kind enough to, like, let me and all my inner monologue voices just argue with each other. You were asking me about my intentions earlier. What do you mean by that? Or, the little chain on the wall. What's it for? What would you have me do? What's a chain for?
I don't know, but you could always try it on.
I don't think I will.
Maybe it'll fit.
I hope I don't actually have to say this, but please don't lock yourself in chains. We need you ambulatory if you're going to save the world.
That's fair. I don't want to be in chains either. Inspect the shackle? You're asking me. I think I'm just gonna inspect it. I'm not gonna put it on. Actually, hold on. I'm going to save my game. And then I'm going to inspect the shackle. Because I don't think she has the ability to lock me up.
I wouldn't do that if I were you.
And why is that?
Do I even need to explain myself? It's a shackle and it's one without a key. Do you want to be stuck here like she is?
I'm not going to inspect it by like that. I'm just going to be like, oh, what's this? In my hands. My monstrous, totally normal hands.
And what? Is it going to lock the second we put our wrist into it?
It might, actually.
I don't know. Maybe it will.
He doesn't want us to look at it. That's all the reason we need to investigate.
Ah, yeah, that skeptic voice understandably does not trust the narrator, so...
But what if he's telling the truth?
Yeah, how often has he been doing that?
He isn't.
I am.
I don't know, man. Inspect the shackle or let it go. Let's inspect it. I don't trust this narrator.
Against your better judgment, you approach the chain dangling from the far wall. The princess watches you with faux disinterest as you inspect it, though she can't fully hide her curiosity.
Yeah.
I don't want to say what I'm supposed to say next.
Don't actually put it on.
What is that supposed to mean? It sounds bad. Is it bad?
That might be bad.
Yes, it's bad.
Why?
Come out and say it then. You're just wasting time.
Fine. As you hoist the shackle, its heft shifts within your grasp, as if pulled by some odd magnetism. Before you can so much as blink, it practically leaps from your hands, snapping around your neck.
Ah!
And, as if your situation weren't bad enough, the same magnetism repels your blade, which is flung from your hand and sent skittering across the floor of the basement.
Hey, can you get me out of here?
Excuse me? Yes? Are we stuck here now?
Prison of the mind.
Yes.
Become your own jailer.
Huh, so it does fit. And I guess it doesn't like your knife. We're stuck here together, aren't we? That's funny.
It's so funny.
What are we supposed to do now?
I don't know.
Can't even cut ourselves out. Guess we'll starve.
Oh.
That's horrible.
It's not all bad. We learned a valuable piece of information.
Yeah, the cuffs are magnetic and not to be trusted.
Not to touch things we're specifically told not to touch.
Maybe that too.
No, that there's something special about this loose chain. It's clearly important.
Ah. So we're both stuck here, or what should we do? Or did you know that this was going to happen to me?
No.
Are you sure? So we're both stuck here, what should we do?
Wait, I guess. Maybe something else will happen. Maybe not.
Alright. Not one for small talk, are you?
Nope.
Oh.
That's rude.
Yeah, it's true, but you know what else is rude? Slaying a princess. So, you know. Fine, we'll wait in
You and the
silence.
princess wait in silence, though neither of you knows what you're waiting for. But you're waiting for something. You're waiting for anything.
Oh, that's true.
This is so boring.
Yeah, well, maybe it's boring because you're boring.
There must be something we can do to get out of here. There must be something we're missing.
But there isn't.
Oh, isn't there?
Time passes. It passes and passes and passes.
Oh.
And the basement of the cabin remains much the same. It is cold and silent.
Oh, man.
At least the world is safe.
Is it?
It isn't. You're
Oh.
stuck. Too far away from both the princess and your blade to do much of anything.
Alright, can I, like, kick her in the head then, or something? Wow, I gotta improvise here, man.
She's not ending anything. She's just sitting there. Her very existence is a threat. It harms everything around it.
Okay, bro, is she like your ex-girlfriend or something and you're just bummed that she rejected you?
How exactly does that work?
It just does.
Yeah, you sound like you don't know.
But your line of questioning is interrupted by the passage of even more time. And after that, even more time passes again.
Oh.
And let me guess, the cabin remains the same.
This sounds like an author, like, arguing with his OCs.
If time is passing, the cabin can't be the same. Even if the differences are small, they have to exist. That's just how things work.
Yeah. Can we explore?
I suppose you're correct. Things
Oh.
are changing.
Oh,
The
hey.
differences are small at first, a bit of weathering here, a bit of erosion there. But then they get larger and larger.
This narrator's changing things mid-story. Have you noticed the basement changing?
I don't like small talk. Remember?
Right, this isn't small talk, though. This is a serious question.
Still rude.
Yeah. Fine, we'll wait in more silence. While the narrator writes more story.
You
I'm
continue
not
to
gonna
wait in silence, and the cabin continues to change. The decay comes faster now. You can see earth through holes in the stonework, can watch lichen spread along the seams of the walls.
How long have we been down here?
That doesn't make sense. Has our entire concept of time changed? What happened to starving? We should have died by now if the rocks around us are starting to erode.
Maybe we're just not that hungry.
She hasn't starved.
Yeah.
I guess she hasn't.
Yeah. Looks like this building's starving, though. And,
Even more silent time passes as you watch roots push themselves through the increasingly porous walls of the basement.
huh.
Dirt seeps inside, flowing across the stone floor like a liquid, covering the ground and threatening to swallow you both. Time continues to pass, and pass, and pass.
That's pretty cool. I mean, the fact that, like, everything in the room is just, like, aging around
Until
us.
suddenly, there are no walls. And then...
And then?
And...
I think he's gone.
Really?
Would you look at that? We made it out of the cabin, and nothing bad had to happen to either of us.
Hey, alright.
So this is the outside world. It's cold.
Yeah, it is. But I have a feeling that basement wasn't all that warm either. I can do that, I just don't want to. But you don't get the chance to respond. Something has taken her away, and it's left something else in her stead. The mirror.
she's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her?
Maybe.
And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
Yeah. I don't know where she went, and I don't know how we even go about looking for her. The narrator's gone. I think I'm supposed to look at the mirror. Approach the mirror. I feel like I'm having all of these thoughts at once. The narrator's gone.
Does that mean the world ended?
If by the world ended, is that his way of saying, like, he stopped working on the story?
It must have. Do any of us know what the world ending is supposed to look like?
I don't know.
If there's even a her to find anymore.
Yeah.
Right. She's gone. It's just us and that awful thing.
What, me? I'm the awful thing? Shut up. Think I'm supposed to look at the mirror? Yeah, let's approach the mirror.
I'm begging you, don't do this.
Why? Am I ugly? The mirror never scared you before.
It's different now. It feels, I don't know, final.
Like some sort of destination? Or like some sort of fantasy?
You're right. Part of me wants the truth, but something stronger is holding me back. Fear.
Yeah. Fear's the mind killer. Let's look! You approach the mirror. Gaze into your reflection. Boop! Silence as you reach forward. They're gone, but the mirror remains. It's time for you to see what's in it. Hey, I got an achievement. The body. It's you. Aw, I am an uggo. You are alone in a place that is empty. It is quiet here. Let's proceed to the cabin anyway. You are at the cabin. Are you sure? It seems like I'm just near her. Let's approach her. Hey, friend. How's it going?
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
Okay. What are you? Or the gift of a fragile vessel? Or is this the end of our world? Let her out of there. Do you know the narrator? Are you what sent me to slay the princess? Are you what trapped me here? Do you know anything about the world beyond this place? Are you the princess? What happens now? I can attack the entity? What are you?
I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
Dude asking too many questions. Thanks you for asking. Solitary lights? What do you mean? I'm just gonna go with that. I don't know what I am.
I think that you are like me.
Yeah? Full of hands? This is a really amazing art, by the way.
We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
That happens. Let's see. Do you know the narrator?
You are the only thing I have ever known.
I don't know about that. You seem to know about a cabin.
The space we're in is vacant. Nothing comes here but us.
Oh. What happens now?
Nothing, as we are. But I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them.
Cool.
There is no exit,
Oh.
but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
Interesting. No more perspectives, so do we have to go through the process again? Okay. Make me forget.
She asks that I tell you to remember her.
She asks that I tell you. Okay. Is she the one speaking to me, or are all these hands using her as a way of speaking to me?
You won't.
Oh. Everything goes dark, and you die. Chapter 1, The Hare and the Prince. Oh my goodness! Well, I guess,
On a path in the woods.
the real Slay the Princess starts here.
Is a cabin.
You'll know it when you see it.
And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Wait, I got an achievement that just said, now it's the opening Now it's for realsies. What? Hold on. I gotta save my game. Because if that's the cold open, that whole thing, then we're in for something. But I gotta put a pin in this for now. But this is really cool. Let me know in the comments if you want me to keep going with this. I mean, I'm probably going to either way. But let me know what you think of it if you're into it. And we'll keep going with it, obviously. No spoilers, of course. But if you've played it before and you like it, tell me if you think I need to keep playing it. But yeah, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a ding-dang thing. I'm on Blue Sky as well. You can hang out with me there. We'll chit-chat about whatever. I usually share memes and cat pictures, you know, standard internet fare. It'll be a good time. But thank you so much. I love you all. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye, everybody. Here's to a good 2025.